Starting a business. I wish I would have somebody telling me, hey, pay attention to the following books that would be extremely helpful to start a business. I just want to let you know that I have some favorites on my own. I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 favorite books for somebody starting a brand new business. So get ready. Here we go. So I was lucky enough to actually become a business owner and to embrace the concept of becoming an entrepreneur. I tell many people that I became an entrepreneur out of necessity. I have to find a way to produce enough money to help my family, and I have to find a way to do it fast, right? So one of the things that I realized is that working for some other people, that probably was not going to be possible. Not to the extent of doing the things that I wanted to do. You realize sometimes that if you want to fix big problems, you're going to have to find a way to make enough money that will bring some significant solutions. How do I start? How do I get it going? I don't even know where to begin. I don't know what kind of tools I can have available. And I will tell you, if I had a choice, if I was starting all over again, right, there's a few books that I have come across that would be probably the ones that I would recommend you before I recommend anything else. As you know, there's many books, there's an incredible amount of mentors out there and business people and phenomenal books. There's a lot of things that you can go through. But if I was starting up, if I was making a choice, I'm a new guy who wants to go through a process, here are the books that I would recommend you if you want to go through a process. The first one is one that I hope you're very familiar with. This is kind of like one of the Bibles for anybody that decided to become an entrepreneur, wants to become a business owner. Robert Kiyosaki putting together Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Man, there's so many great things about the book. But the first thing that I can tell you is talking about the value of mentorship, having somebody that can give you the guidance so that you can go through a process that for many people is not an easy process. It takes some level of luck, a lot of discipline to be able to become successful business-wise. That's the reason why a lot of people will decide to stay as an employee. But this man, especially through his financial quadrant, where he's helping you understand what does it mean to go from being an employee to self-employed to a business owner, eventually to becoming an investor. Today, he's an extremely successful multi-billion-dollar enterprises. So I guess we can rely a little bit. But as a beginning book, as an entry-level book, probably one of the best ones. The second book that I want to recommend you is called Barbarians to Bureaucrat. This book is a book favorite to one of my business partners, Jose Gaitan, who's leading a multi-million-dollar organization. And literally out of the recommendation from our CEO and founder for PHP Agency, which is one of the companies where we actually share a business model, and we also are part of the same business structure. This was one of his book recommendations, right? Is just literally showing you the different phases and the different stages of a business, right? What would be your business cycle at this very moment? If you're starting up, you probably more be, a guy who's the prophet. You need to understand what does it mean to be a barbarian when it comes to business. It's probably something that is almost self-explanatory, but a lot of people need to know that there is a moment where you got to put everything into to make it happen. Expansion, right? To be the person who's going to be the visionary and missionary out there promoting what you do and what you do in business-wise. So highly recommend you this book. Has been extremely effective. I truly believe that you can have an incredible breakthrough when it comes to reading that book. The next one that I will recommend you has absolutely nothing to do with the private sector. But most of you, if you really want to become an entrepreneur, you're probably familiar with Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker today is probably one of the most highly validated and recognized individuals when it comes to businesses. But this book that he writes is connected to the non-for-profit sector. By the way, third largest economy in the country, non-for-profit. And what you want to learn about this book is what it means to be connected to a greater mission, a greater vision. When it goes beyond dollars and cents, right? When it goes from your head to your heart, as we like to say it, you want to learn from a lot of people that are willing to do literally the impossible, and they do it because they are sold out to the idea that they can make a difference. So if you happen to be somebody that wants to be a successful business person, and at the same time, you want to be an influential individual, and you want to be able to get phenomenal results for other people, I highly recommend that you take a look at this book. The next one is from Mr. Donald Miller. Donald Miller, right? Building a Story Brand. This book is a phenomenal book. He goes into what it takes to build a storyline, right? And remember, when you're building a business, essentially at some point, you're going to have to tell the story of who you are and what a business is all about. And he goes into, again, building a storyline means that you're going to have to understand that there are some key characters and some key players that are part of a storyline. And he goes into talking about the hero, the villain, the victim, and the guide, right? And obviously, every single one of those components, most of us would like to be the hero of the story. You don't have to worry about it. Life will give you the opportunity to play just about every single one of those roles. At some point, you're going to be the hero. Unfortunately, in some cases, sometimes you even get to be the villain. Hopefully, you'll never be the victim, though. There's nothing attractive about the idea of playing a victim role. And unfortunately, today, there's a lot of that going on. But I think that the ideal case scenario is to be able to get to the point where you become the guide, right? The guide, G-U-I-D-E, for those that have to deal with my accent. The guide is the person that goes from wanting to be the king to becoming a kingmaker. You are the one paving the way. You are actually the one that's helping the hero become that hero during the storyline. So whatever your story happens to be, you know what I mean, you're probably going to be going through some of the stages. I highly recommend. This man has phenomenal material to go through. And finally, I will definitely recommend you probably the most significant book that you'll come across, which is Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick Bet-David. Guys, if you don't know Patrick yet, so if you're going to build a business, I don't know how you will go through a process of building a business without connecting yourself to somebody like Patrick Bet-David. Valuetainment today is the #1 channel for entrepreneurs, probably the most significant and most valuable tool available to you for free to tap it off, right? A lot of phenomenal how-tos, a lot of great videos from how do I get financing, how do I hire people, how do I get real talent to come into my organization. So there's going to be a lot of things that you can find connected through every single one of his videos. But this book, this is a mature, a successful Patrick Bet-David that keeps surprising everybody every day. This guy is not normal. I promise you, you want to have this book and you want to get it as soon as possible. I hear that he's already writing another one. We don't know exactly when it's going to be out, but you should be getting ready. And as a bonus material, I'm actually going to introduce to you a book that just recently came out. It still has the wrapping paper, it's hot out of the press, from my very good friend and business partner, Matt Zapala. I think that just the name of the book should be attractive enough to be a faith-based millionaire, right? To know that you can walk the path of building a business. You can do it also loving and respecting God. And it's a phenomenal principle for anybody that wants to be a business person. There's an incredible set of principles and values inside of this book that I highly recommend. Again, this is your bonus material. And if you want to know, the journey of somebody, he goes deeply into his own story that took him to today becoming a multi-millionaire. I'm inviting you to take a look at these books. Guys, listen, whether you are going through the process or somebody connected to you is going to take the steps of becoming a business owner, an entrepreneur, I'm inviting you to take a look at this material, these books, or make the suggestion to somebody else. By the way, if you have any books that you like, that you believe that would be extremely helpful for a new business owner, why don't you share that information with us? Make sure that you are typing those names in. Let us know who the writer, let us know the name of the book so that other people can actually get some information. Let's share with everybody so that we can all get better. If you like this information and we're going to continue to provide you with additional value, please like, share, let us know that you are connecting to this, what we hope is going to be a phenomenal community for immigrants that are also wanting to become business owners. So subscribe to our channel, let them know that we are going to be here growing with you and hopefully helping you grow your business. Thank you for being with us today.